What's going on, people? It is I, the homie, the one and only Ashton Reynolds, welcoming you to the 15th episode of the Be The Change podcast. And you know what we do on the podcast. We sit and converse with individuals who have taken the initiative to be the change by using their gifts to make change. And we have a very special episode for you right now. I get to sit down and converse with my brother, basketball extraordinaire, the phenom straight out of Chi-Town, my boy, Jamal McCoy. It's an honor to interview my brother because he has overcome so much. And I know all about perseverance because, you know, that's all we had when we went without the financial means to make things happen. All we had was the intangibles that keep us going, that we display in our talents and our fields of expertise. And this is the longest interview that I've done, people. That's what makes this so special right here, because we're having candid conversation about the process and giving you an in-depth analysis of what it is that we are made of so that we can be able to do what we do today. So with that said, people, I'm not going to hold you up much longer. Here it is, episode 15 of the Be The Change podcast. Special guest, my brother. There we go.
Bad. We back on.
All right. Appreciate you, bro. Phone been blowing up like crazy lately, man.
Hey, man. Big dog. That's what happened with you, big dog, man.
Hey, man. Hey, I know you can understand that, man. You be doing your thing for sure, man. I'm so proud of you, bro.
Just trying to stay afloat, man.
You doing it, brother. All. You doing it, man. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this thing proper. So with that said, what's going on, everybody? It's the homie, the one and only Ashton Reynolds, and welcome to another episode of the Be The Change podcast. Well, you know what the homie do. We sit down and conversate with any individual who is using their gifts to make change by being the change. And you know what we do. We sit down with brothers and sisters who are legends in the making. And this brother that is on the screen with me right now, man, I was so adamant about getting this interview because this brother's story is something that is bananas. We went to high school together. I don't know if you remember that because, you know, during that time right there, he came in straight varsity out of Chi-Town. So I was like, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. I remember, man. I'll never forget those that, you know, showed some love or supported or, you know, even the ones that didn't. You know, I'll never forget that, man. So, you know, I always remember, man. I always remember. That's one thing about me, dog.
I appreciate that, man. So, y'all, without further ado, I introduce to you the legend on the hardwood, the one and only Jamal McCoy. What up, brother?
What's going on with you, man? How y'all doing?
Hey, man. Blessed and highly favored for sure, man. So,
hey, I love it, question. Bro. I love it.
Hey, man, you already know what it is, man. So, you know, the first question that I always ask all of my guests, you know, despite all the accolades that you get, all the achievements you accomplish, at the end of the day, what truly matters is who you are when you look in the mirror. And you can answer this question better than anybody else. So, who is Jamal McCoy?
Oh, man. Well, of course, you know, a father, basketball player, a motivator, a guy that just shows heart, man. Really, I'm a doubted overachiever. I feel like everything I've done in my life, everything I accomplished, there was some sort of doubt to it. You know, from the time I've been in middle school, you know, from the time I came out, I was a short, chubby baby. You know, my mom was so scared. She thought I was going to be a short, fat kid. I had these little turkey legs, and she was so scared. And so even then, you know, and then I grew to be tall. That made her proud. You know, even from middle school, being doubted, saying I wouldn't, you know, make it to certain ages. When I first started playing basketball, coaches was telling me I would never make it to college. Then I get to college, coaches was telling me, oh, you not good enough to be pro. and you ain't gonna make it because of this or that, and so just overachieving, man, being doubted, especially in the community that I was raised in, the east side of Chicago, the Rosenblum area, South Shore area. That's the east side for a lot of people that don't know. Just growing up over there, the odds are very slim for guys, to make it out, So, when I look in the mirror, I just see a prime example of a doubted overachiever. A rose growing from concrete, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I pride myself on, I pride myself on, motivating people to follow their dreams, follow their goals. If it's something you can do or you want to do, I feel like it can be done. You just really have to want it. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how bad you want it. So every time I look in the mirror, man, I pride myself on being a doubted overachiever to continue to go so I can motivate, just motivate the next generation, motivate my friends, my peers, my family, so that's what I see, man.
Yes, sir, man. And in everything that you do, man, from the way that you play, from like how you carry yourself, even when you post on social media, the captions, man, it's like I feel the drive and the intensity of it. And it's like, it's different, man. So with you being doubted so much, man, like initially before you developed this tough skin to like persevere, like how did it affect you knowing that there are naysayers out there who feel like you can't do what it is that you aspire to do?
Growing up, it affected me a little more because like I didn't really know how to channel it. Like when I first started playing basketball, I didn't really know how to channel my anger towards becoming better. I used to always just revert right back to what I knew, which was fighting. So I used to fight a lot growing up.
Right.
Guys would talk trash to me on the basketball court and, say crazy stuff. And it wasn't like you score on me, I could come down and score on you. Or, if somebody giving you the ball all day, it wasn't like I could stop you.
Right.
It was like, well, you know what? Let's fight. I whoop your ass. So for me, the biggest challenge was using my mental to become better at things. Even being younger and being told I wasn't gonna make it out of middle school, like that affected me at a young age because then I really started. I knew I was smarter than I would, but then it was just like, as far as my character, as far as my peers and the things we were seeing and experiencing and doing growing up. So it just really molded me, like hearing it from such a young age. The older I got, the less it kind of affected me. But one thing about me, like I said, is I don't forget. So like the drive that I play with today is still me trying to show my high school coach I belong on the court. Me trying to show my college coach, you shouldn't have benched me. I should have been starting and playing 30-plus minutes.
For sure.
Me showing my former pro teams, I belong there. You should have had me on the floor. Just things like that. You should have invested more time in me. I would have been in the NBA. Like, I think about little things, and that kind of stuff keeps me grounded, but it keeps me very, like, motivated. It keeps me very hungry because I think back to those days, and, those weren't the best days of my basketball career. I wasn't happy sitting on the bench. I wasn't happy watching guys play in front of me that really didn't care about the game. Like, one thing about me is I'll do whatever to play a basketball game. I sleep outside. I catch 6 flights, 7 buses, and a boat. I'll do whatever it takes. I was telling somebody the other day, to win a game, I would run my fucking mom over. If my mom in front of me trying to guard me, I'm going to bust her ass.
That's right.
And after the game, you'll be my mother again. On that court, I don't know you.
Ooh.
So like, I didn't like that people wouldn't take it as serious as me. Or like, I would see us lose and guys would be like, laughing or be okay with that. So like, for those guys playing in front of me, and not to knock them because I played with some very talented and skilled guys, but like, I feel like mental plays a lot, plays a lot. And I feel like if I'm a coach and I got kids that really care about the game and really want to do something with it, opposed to a kid that's just like, I'm just playing it to play. My kids that really care is going to play first.
That's right.
Know? Like one thing you can teach, I can, like now at the pro level, we're all professionals and everybody can dribble. Everybody can make a shot. Everybody can make a layup. Everybody can jump. But what are you going to do to separate yourself? And I just pride myself on, building that tough skin. The days I've been overlooked, and I still play with that, like those kind of chips on my shoulder. And then whatever else happens along the journey, it just adds to it. So I never get comfortable. I never get comfortable.
Hey, man, I feel you on that, bro. And that mentality that you have right there, especially when you broke it down and said that basketball is a mental game. That's what I be stressing to my little brother who aspires to get where you at as a pro ball player, because he got skills. Don't get me wrong. But you know how when, you're young, you got the athleticism and you rely solely on that and not even taking the other aspects serious, man. That's why I be like, the mental is important, man. The mental is important, bro. So for you, man, what age was it when you first picked up the basketball, man? How old were you when you started this journey?
Man, it was about I was about 13, maybe like 13, 14 when I really got like into it. I joked around with it a little bit because my friends did it. One of my best friends in middle school was very good. He was playing on the 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th grade teams when he was in 3rd and 4th grade. So on nights, he would spend the night at my house. On school nights, we would have to get to the school an hour early because he had practice. And I would just sit on the side and watch, And then one day, he always would try to talk me into it. A lot of people don't know football was my first love. And I was very, very good at football. Like I was really good at football. But all my friends played basketball. Like all of my friends, my whole circle, like really played basketball, and they was good at it. So like I picked it up first. It's just kind of like, okay, well, my friends hooping. I mean, it looked a little fun. And I'm like, okay, I'll play. But then I started really taking it serious because I got tired of not being as good as everybody. Or like, I remember one time, a guy, Curtis Jones, one of my good friends, and he was one of those guys that was always ranked. And, I used to look at him a lot like, we used to feel like, CJ's going to the NBA. Yeah. So one year on my birthday, we was outside playing basketball, and they was like, you know what? Oh, yeah, we got Maul. I'm going to pick you. That's your birthday gift. You get to play with the big boys. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, we all the same age. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, that's a birthday gift. I finally get picked up.
For sure.
But of course, wouldn't nobody pass me the ball or nothing like that. I'm just out there running up and down. So, like, kind of from that point is when I like, you know what, I want to take this serious. Like, I don't want them to be able to talk to me like that or, feel like I'm just out here. You know what I'm saying? So I really just started to like take it serious. And I thank John Maney for telling me something that sticks out with me to this day. He, I used it, like I told you, I used to fight a lot. Mm-hmm. And he would tell me, take that anger and channel it somewhere else. So instead of, wanting to fight when a guy says something to you or you get scored on, take that anger and channel it somewhere else. So he would start opening the gym for me about 30 to 45 minutes earlier. And he would let me, come in and just work on my stuff. And that's where I really started to see my game, kind of transition. And I started being taken a little more serious. My peers started to notice it. And from that point on, it was just like, yeah, this is what I'm sticking with. I used to tell my mom, because, as you get older, your feet start growing. I used to get all the Jordans when I was little. Yes. And, your feet start growing. And at the time growing up, we had a shoe lady that used to sell fake Jordans. And they was in style for a minute. Yeah. But I kind of still was wearing them when they was out of style because my feet was so big. My brother still buying me the real Jordans, but once his life started, you know, hitting him and he got kids, it was kind of, you know, my parents was a little tight.
Yeah, yeah,
So, you know what I'm saying? And they thought everything was, you know, oh no, these exclusives.
yeah.
Parents don't be hip all the time. So, you know, I used to get teased about that a little bit and everything. And my mom was like, man, them damn shoes in the store is $200. You ain't about to be spending $200 every week on a pair of those. You want those, you about to get a job or something like that. And
Right,
I
right.
tell her, like, look, I'd rather spend my hours in the gym getting better than flipping burgers at McDonald's. I said, me flipping some burgers or something or sweeping somewhere is not going to get my game the way I need it to be. And I
Right.
always tell her, I'm going to the NBA. I'm going to be a professional. I'm going to make it with this game of basketball, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, just it's little small stuff, little stories. It's a lot of stuff that drives me. It's not really just one thing. It's just a lot of little stories, a lot of memories. And that's why I think I just could never run out of energy or passion for the game.
Hey, man, you always got that fuel, man. That story is something that's going to stick with you because you lived it, man. So that's going to keep you going, man. So just to piggyback off of that last statement you made about how you were saying that, you know, flipping burgers and sweeping hair is not going to get your game where it needs to be. Now that you are a professional, man, I mean, how does that feel, bro? Like what you set your mind to accomplish, you accomplished it. How does that feel, man?
Man, it's definitely, you know, a great feeling, bittersweet. You know, me, I'm a real humble guy, but it's times I do want to, you know, look at certain people and tell them, yeah, I told you so, you know.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
you know, I just keep my head high, bro, and just keep on trucking. I really didn't understand what people used to say, like, oh, it's hard to get somewhere, but it's harder to stay there. You know, so that's one thing that's really sticking out to me. Like this shit is hard, man. Like it ain't, you know, it's not for the weak at all. You
oh
know,
yeah,
like it's hard. Like it's a tough journey. It take a lot. You
yeah,
know, I didn't realize what it was. I want to say about a year and a half ago. I went home to visit my mom, and I always go home to see my mom. And the first thing I do is walk in the house. I give her a hug, give her a kiss, drop my bags, and then I go right to the gym.
yeah,
Like, yeah, I go hoop. I already have a hoop session set up or a workout set up. And like one time, she just got tired of it. Like, you know, you do that every time. Like, it don't matter if I ain't seen you in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You walk right in here, give me a hug and kiss, and drop that bag and go straight to the gym. Take a break sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I feel like, man, if I don't work out or if I don't touch that ball or something, I had a bad day. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? I'm upset. I got a temper. And she told me and broke it down as real as possible. She said, you obsessive. And nobody's ever told me that before, you know. And when she told me that, it kind of resonated to me because I had some family issues going on. And I was supposed to meet with my cousin. And instead, I stayed at the gym to get more shots up. And that, you know, I felt bad because I know that hurt my cousin's feelings. And my mom just let me know, like, man, you know, you obsessive. So for me, it was just more like, okay, I I gotta balance it out. I gotta figure out the balance. And
right,
now it's just, you know, like when they say it's harder to stay there, that's what, you know, I think they kind of meant as far as balancing your life, because now this is your career and your job, and you know, you have to be ready at all times because I can
right,
get called right now to go play somewhere else. And, you know, or when I'm done with this season, somebody can fly me out and say, we need you for the playoffs. So you always got to be ready. And that's what I pride myself on. And, you know, it's just, you know, it's just about the balance, man. You know, you still got to learn how to, you know, balance the family, you know, your friends. And that's something I've been trying to get better with, you know, because, you know, I'll be in season and kind of go ghost. So I won't text or call nobody or, you know, nothing, man. So that's you know, that's a big part of it. But it's definitely lovely, man. It's lovely, but it's a tough journey. But I mean, this is what I asked for. So, you
hey,
know, I embrace it. I embrace it.
Yeah, that's what it separates a lot of players from the ones who make it and the ones who don't. That balance right there and being prepared. And I'm glad that you had went even deeper on that, because I think a lot of people who are on this path and on this journey that you are on now, as far as being a professional athlete, they really don't understand that, it takes some sacrifice, and sacrifice that a lot of people don't even think about, man. So just elaborate a little bit further, a little bit more on that for those who gonna tune in, because I know for a fact, I said I got a pro basketball player, they gonna tune in to that, man. So just elaborate a little bit more about the sacrificing part of being a pro athlete, man.
Like you said, man, they don't really think deep on everything. They just think, oh, I'm gonna get in the gym, work out. All I got to do is, work out. Or all I got to do is perform well, and I'm gonna make it. That ain't the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to sacrifice a lot. Like, guys that's in their area, they might be big time players in their area, but then when you go to college, you might have a guy that's a big time player in Cali. You might have a guy that's a big time player in Chicago. You might have a guy that's a big time player in New York. And now you not the first option like you used to being. So now you might be the third, fourth option. That's a sacrifice you got to make. And as a player in the program or in an organization, when you're in college, it's more of a program. When you professional, it's more of an organization. So if a team calls you to do something, you better do it. So yeah, you probably average 30 points a game in college, but if we called you here to play point guard and get guys involved, that's what you better do. Because if not, we'll send your ass home and other guys will come in. And that's just the basketball aspect of it. I'm not even talking about like missing those Thanksgiving dinners, missing Christmas, missing New Year's. It's a lot of those I haven't spent with my family. I've been spending with my teammates or their family. Like this year, Thanksgiving is I'm over here.
Yeah.
I'm saying for Christmas, I may be here. New Year's, I may be here. So it's like, I don't get to see my son. I don't get to see my family. And that's that's them sacrifices you got to make. The sacrifices of being away from home. Some people don't really like being away from home, And then there's times I just learned, as my manager was just talking to me, and as you know, like right when my season started, I just lost two of my peers. I just lost my grandfather and a close friend of my family, a brother. And it kind of, it was kind of affecting me a little bit, but I still got to put this mask on, go out there and perform, because that's what they got me here for. And, I'm here by myself. I don't have no family here with me. I don't have nobody to grieve with me. So, like my manager was just saying, he said, you might have to sacrifice a little more. Maybe that wasn't good for you to hear while you was here. Maybe it's some things you shouldn't find out until you get home. Maybe you got to cut your phone off. Maybe you got to delete social media. Maybe you got to, what I'm saying? That's just adding to sacrifices that I'm already making,
Right.
So it's definitely, it gets deep, man. Sacrificing time to, you won't get to go to them parties all the time. You don't get to, you might be in college and you see your friends drinking and doing all this other stuff. You might not get to do that because you got a game tomorrow. And you play like shit. You could possibly lose that scholarship, or you can possibly, miss out on that professional opportunity. So it's, it's a lot, man. And then like when you coming from where I'm coming from, it's like, yeah, I'm playing the game because I love it, but also, I needed that shit to get me through college. My parents can't pay for me to go to college. They don't have enough money to just say, oh, go to school. No, I need that. That's so it's been a profession for me, because it's like, oh, I need that scholarship, whether it's $1,000 or $800, whatever. I need it. And the rest, I'm like, yo, I'll pay back with the loans because I know I'm gonna make it one day. So I'll be able to pay it back. You feel me? But you know, those sacrifices, you know, taking out loans in school, and you know, it's a lot that play into it, man. It's not just, oh, I play well and I enter the draft. You know, I play well, I go to college, I enter the draft, and yeah, I'm in the NBA. No, because what you gonna do if you don't get drafted? You know, now you gotta come 23 hours away from home, 7,000 miles, and play overseas somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a journey, man, and you got to make a lot of sacrifices. You know, you got to, like, it's certain stuff I had to learn, like in college. You know, I was learning I couldn't post certain things on my social media. You know, it's certain topics I can't speak on that I would want to speak on. You know, it's certain things, you know, I can't do. It's certain people that, you know, I can't repost their stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a lot of sacrifices you're making, man. It's not just basketball. It's not just your time on the court or time in the gym. You know, it's time with the family. It's your identity because, like I was just telling guys here, we're our own brand.
Right.
Or we're the brand. So it's like, you know, whatever you put out there, that's what that image is going to be. Like you said, when you read my captions and when you see my posts, you feel something.
Yeah.
That's what I pride myself on. You know? So, you know, like I said, we're our own brand, you know, and that's what I pride on. That's my brand, Doubted Overachiever. But you feel that, like you genuinely feel, yeah, you feel a little motivated to do something. You feel inspired by the story. That's my brand. You know, some guys' brand may be, you know, different from mine. You know, they might have a different brand. They might give you a different vibe, make you feel, you know, they might want to make you go buy, I want to get a nice car, I want to get some jewelry, I want to get, you know, some guys might make you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get different vibes, but at the end of the day, we're our own brand. And we control what we put out there and what people, you know, the image that people see of us. And, you know, like, even sometimes I know some of my posts might have, you know, I might have curse words in the music video or this or that, but it's some stuff that I have to keep that way. So I can make you feel what I'm saying, make you feel where we came from, you know, like, you know, you need to know I can't sugarcoat it because I understand there's kids that follow me and this and that. That won't be the first time that kid, you know, heard somebody say shit or fuck or damn. That won't be the first time, and it really won't be the last time.
That's
so
right.
I like to give it to you raw. I'm going to give it to you real. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And that's what I pride myself on, giving people the real. And I don't mind going in detail to explain that because, you know, I don't want people to see an image, you know, and like, oh, he's a thug or this or that. No, that's not what we are over here. This is the situation and circumstances we grew up in, and this is what we made it to be.
That's right.
We still made it to be successful. We still made it to be basketball players, rappers, doctors. You know, we still made it to be positive influences on our community. You know, Blessed Coast, that's a positive influence on that community. You feel, no matter where we came from, what ghetto you came from, what projects you came from, we all overcame something. And I'm just the voice that like to, you know, I want to show people I'm more than just a guy that plays basketball, or this other group that might think, oh, he's just a thug from Chicago that plays basketball. No, I'm not, but I carry that energy with me. I carry that pride with me because and one thing my friend used to always say, I'm not a hood nigga, I'm just a nigga living in the hood. You know, applies for a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? Like even my friends that are street and in the streets, they have a lot of sense. They have a lot of smarts. But it's just situations that, you know, it's very, very hard to overcome. You know, and that's why, you know, I give all praise to the Most High because he blessed me with a very, very strong mind, very determined mind, very, you know, he blessed me with a drive that's just crazy. I wouldn't let nothing stop, you know, nothing. I can get shot at on my way to the gym. I'm still going to the gym. I'm not turning around and running back home. I'm still going to that gym. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yes, sir.
he blessed me with a crazy drive, bro. And sometimes, it would come off as crazy or obsessive, but that's what had to get me here. I've been overlooked all my life, so I wasn't the guy that just walk in and, you know, I'm all talent, so you gonna take me. Like, no, that's what got me over the hump. That being crazy, being obsessive, that drive. So that's why I continue to be that person, man, because it's only gonna keep taking me further and further.
Man, I do appreciate you saying all of that, bro, because that is important. That authentic nature that you got, you know what I'm saying? That drive and that hunger that you represent, your neighborhoods that you represent, your family that you represent. Like, people don't understand when they see you, they're seeing all of that at one time. And it's just your profession and your talent that you articulate all of that in is in basketball. And that's the beautiful thing about basketball, man. There's so many people from so many different areas, you know what I'm saying? So many walks of life come together with that round ball. And y'all have the same objective, and that's to win, not just the game, but also in life, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Because you have future generations that's looking up to you already. And you know what I'm saying? You even have your peers looking at you already. So it's like, bruh, it's bigger than what you see. So,
like, just to piggyback on that real quick. When so I posted my picture of me signing my contract, and you know, on that post was the third picture was me holding up E's. Somebody messaged me and said, "Oh, I love the pictures. They're really nice, but it would look a lot better if you didn't throw your sign up, the gang sign." I had to pause for a second. Excuse me, what makes you think that's a gang sign? Now, that's no gang sign. I'm not in the gang. That's a symbol of hope. You know, this is my native. This is the east side of Chicago. This is a whole area of Chicago. I'm not gang bang. This is a symbol of hope. When people from Chicago see this, when people from the east side of Chicago see this, when people that I grew up with see that, that gives them hope. If Maul can make it and be something like that, damn, what can I grow to be? What can I groom myself to be? And the fact that I still, you know, represent that, no, this is for the east side. This is for all those doubted over, all those roses in the pavement that people didn't think could grow. You know, this is for all them. People didn't think they could be, they thought we wouldn't be shit. They thought we would all be dead or in jail by 20, by 18, by 16. You know, I've lost a lot of peers. This is for angels that's up there watching down on me that never got a chance to hold their shit up on the court and tell somebody, hey, I'm from the east side of Chicago and I'm here in Armenia playing basketball. You know, so it's not a gang sign. That's a symbol of hope. That's a symbol of motivation. That's a symbol to let people know you can make it out of that circumstance, that situation. You feel me? So I just want to piggyback on that real quick.
Hey, man, I'm glad that you did, man, because look, that's why I do what I do, man, especially with Blessed Coast, like taking this route and this journey as far as like in community leadership and ministry leadership, because people got to understand, although this year we in a season of addressing and undressing situations, this is no more will it be tolerated that, hey, when I see Jamal and he hold that sign up, oh, he a gangbanger. Nah, get rid of the stereotypes, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing that keeps a distance between you and I, no matter the skin color or culture or anything like that. It's that what you learn, those learned behaviors, when you see somebody automatically think that just because they from here or look different from you. Time to get rid of all of that stuff, man, you know, because it's so much bigger out here. The bigger picture, like, that's unnecessary, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody has the same goal, and that's to be successful. So, man, I'm thankful about that. And since you was talking about the brands and things like that, I see that you done grew the Doubted Overachiever brand. So, man, talk about that, man. We got the hoodies and all of that stuff, man. Go ahead and talk about that, man.
This is an idea I've had for a while, man, and I'm just proud to see it actually processing. Got my LLC for it. Starting to get, products made like that. It's little stuff that just like make me happy, bro. I got stickers coming in. I got the stickers coming in, just the packaging. I'm just excited about the little stuff now because I know when it blows and when it, reaches the world and the world understands what it really means. I know it's gonna hit big and I know it's gonna hit home. Like just like my peers that see my posts and feel motivated. That's just my peers. I have 3,000 followers.
Yeah.
And maybe 1,000 or some, maybe even some hundreds, show genuine love and might read those and really feel something from that. So, once I can continue to build a brand and maybe expand and be able to reach, 30,000 people, then 100,000 people, then 500,000 people, out of 1 million people, I feel like at least 300,000 might really feel something from it, or at least 400,000 might feel something from it. And if I can keep on growing those numbers and expanding this, man, that's something I really want. Like, I want people to see my brand and feel it, Doubted Overachievers, exceeding expectations, and achieving goals through circumstances and situations we've been doubted in.
Yeah.
It was motivated by Tupac, the roads that grew from concrete. I listened to that poem, and that was really, that I felt that. So my brand that's what I wanted, that's what I wanted people to feel when they saw that. The roads is representing, us growing from concrete, us, people walking past and looking at a rose like, damn, because like Tupac said, when you see a rose growing from concrete, you're not going to ask, oh, why is leaning to the side? Why it's all damaged? Why is pedal? Why it look like that?
Right.
You're going to marvel at a rose growing from the concrete.
For sure.
Wow. So, like he said, why when you see a child growing from the ghetto and growing into something, why do we always look at the negatives? Oh, why does he always throw up to eat? Oh, why is he always shouting? Why is he always so riled up? Why does he take everything so serious? No. Ask me how. How did you become like this? How did you, don't judge me off why. Ask me how. I'm a rose that grew from concrete. And then the eight represents, that's my favorite animal. And that's because they are very sacrificing, they're very caring, they're very loving. And even though people don't label them the king of the jungle, you notice, don't know animals bother apes.
Right.
Never see no animal, they very well respected. And they genuinely care about not only their families, but apes as a whole. Like they care about apes as a whole. We can be the same race and same color and do something to each other. They don't allow that. They are strong as a group, not just, oh, well, my family good, so we're going to go in the house and close the door. No, if you harming that ape, then more apes going to come and they're going to take up for him.
Right, right.
And they represent unity. They sacrifice. They genuinely care. And when you see apes, they come off as aggressive. They come off as, oh, they might be stupid. They make these weird sounds. But an ape is the second smartest mammal to a human. And that's something that I feels like, that represent a lot of kids growing, from the struggle or growing from the ghetto. You just see a kid from the ghetto and instantly assume, oh, he's ghetto, or oh, he's dumb, or he's ignorant. He don't know, or even when you see just us in general, they assume things, now we don't even have to always be from the ghetto. They still assume us from suburban areas are ignorant and stupid or, dumb because of our appearance. Because, we might wear our hats to the side, or my friends might wear their pants sagging, or we might have on a throwback jersey and a big tee. Like, they assume that we ignorant or dumb. And the appearance that comes off is not what's here or not who we are. So that's the representation of the 8 because they represent the same thing, and that's just something, man. I really want people to feel like I said, I got the hoodies out now. Just got the hoodies in. I got gray and black t-shirts right now. I got white and I got some black tees. So I'm just trying to push those out there, man. I'm gonna have sweats coming soon, sweatpants. I'm gonna have more designs. The design I got now, the Doubted design. The picture, I use that picture because it's just it was an up close, detailed version of it was me, and at that time I had a scar under my eye, so I had to have a Band-Aid on. But I feel like that represents the culture. I feel like that gives off that vibe of overachievement or being doubted, and so that's why I use that picture with the Doubted logo. It has it gives me that vibe. When I see it, it gives me that hunger. It motivates me to get up,
Yeah.
So it's like I wanted to drop those first, man, and once these sell out, I'm gonna drop a new design. And I already thought about retroing these and everything because I've been getting a lot of good feedback for them, man. And yeah, I just like the vibe that it gives off. Like when Meek Mill or your favorite rapper drops certain albums and then the album cover, you don't even listen to the album yet. You just see the album cover and be like, oh, this is about to be hard.
For sure.
So it's like, that's the vibe I wanted the hoodies and shirts to give off. Oh, man, what's that? Doubted. Yo, that's hard. And then when you really hear the story behind it and what it stands for, then I want you to really feel proud wearing that. Like, I'm doubted, but
for sure.
That's for everybody. That's not just for athletes or nothing. That's for entrepreneurs too. That's for guys like you too. That might walk in the office and, hey, man, I need a radio station deal. And they might turn you around that first couple times. But then, hey, you go back, I was doubted, but I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? That's our way of basically saying I told you so. We ain't got to tell you. We don't have to tell you. We'll just show you.
Yeah.
Keep growing. And I made sure I got something for us to rep. I was doubted. And I came from the rough, rugged, and raw. I came from the concrete. I didn't want to use. I could have used a nice looking picture. I had a clean cut and I was looking good, and you know what I'm saying? No,
right.
It's not the vibes I was trying to give off. No, under my eye, I got a scar, no haircut, So those the vibes I wanted to give off.
Oh, you did that, bro.
Yeah,
no cap.
I wanted to give off, man. So
no, you did that, bro.
I put a lot of thought in stuff like that, bro. So more designs gonna be coming soon. I'm actually gonna do a collection. I wanted to do a collection of guys from Chicago that already made it. Guys like Herb, Derrick Rose, Patrick Beverly, Bernie Mac, guys like that. And I'm gonna do those the overachievers. Those the guys that already made it. And then guys like myself that's on the rise, doubted. We still in the process of becoming into our, our greatness and our legacy. So, I want to keep mixing it up, man, and just dropping stuff that people can really feel. Like I want you to put my stuff on and really feel, I want you to feel it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's the brand, man. I want that to touch, kids, the grown folks now. Hopefully I can motivate people who quit on their dreams to get back to chasing them, whatever it is. And that's my goal, man. If I can do that, for every time somebody tell me I motivate them, it kind of brings a tear to my eye. So, as long as I can keep doing that, man, I'm proud, bro.
Man, genius branding, bro. Like that was their building. You on the come up, you the doubted, then you got the ones who made it, those the overachievers because they overcame the circumstances. Bro, man, that's dope, bro. Like I'm speechless for sure. And this real talk. No, this real talk, man. I can't fake that, man, because it's like, yo, what you really said and how you explained it, like literally, when I seen the post and I seen the pictures, I was like, that's it. Like what you said was exactly what I felt. Like you accomplished that. Like when you set out to accomplish that, like I felt even more motivated. I felt the grind. I felt what you were trying to say. I felt all of that stuff, bro. And then just to know that, okay, you're gonna take like somebody like Bernie Mac, like Derrick Rose, like bro, Derrick Rose is my guy. Like ever since he was at Simeon, that was my guy, bro. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? When he brought that 25. Matter of fact, he was the reason why I wore 25.
That's crazy.
No cap. He was the reason why I wore number 25, man. So like when I see his story right there, and you know he's not lying, like, and when I hear your story, I know where you come from, bro. You're not lying. This is no fabrication. Just like and just like how you was talking about that feel of like one of your favorite rappers dropping their CD. When you seen your hoodie, when I saw your hoodie, no lie, I thought about Victory Lap. Like and leading up to it, man, I was like, and the interviews that he was doing, what he was talking about, then when it dropped and you heard it, I was like, what he was saying, his music embodied that. What you were saying, your brand embodies that, bro.
And shout out to Nip, man. Rest in peace to Nip. That's actually like, that's a huge influence on what I do and my brand and things like that too, bro. Like he got me through my first year pro. You know, I was going through like a real depressing stage. And there's a few rappers that done that for me on a few different occasions. You know, like J. Cole and Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Herb, we come from the same area, but like you know, guys just from different areas that I could really relate to. You know, that was a huge motivation, bro. Like him having that store. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in the process of that. That's what I'm ready to open a store. You know, the childhood talks me and my best friend used to have about buying up this space and opening the gym. Like, you know, like that stuff, like once he really came out and was saying and doing all that, I'm like, damn, we've been on the right page. You know, it's somebody else from our area or somewhere like us that thinks like that. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody get rich and just lead their neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody becomes successful and great and just, you know, forget, you know, or don't really do much, you know, for their neighborhood. Like for him to open a store in his neighborhood at the status that he was at, you know what I'm saying? Like that was a huge, you know, that was huge for me. And I always been the person to say, man, I'm gonna turn 75th Street into you know, the Big Apple. You know, I'm gonna turn that shit into that's gonna be like the Big Apple when you come to Chicago. Everybody gonna be like, yo, I gotta hit 75th Street, and you know. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna buy a lot of buildings. I always said stuff like that. You know. So for him, like to see somebody really do that, I was very influenced by him, bro. And you know, like I'm glad I can give those vibes off. You know, I'm glad I can get those vibes off. And you know, man, that's what just made God so amazing. He do everything for a reason.
For sure.
You know? So it's like I've been wanting to drop hoodies. I wanted to drop hoodies 2 years ago and drop shirts 2 years ago, and stuff kept happening. I couldn't financially do it, and this and that. But now that it's all coming together, it's perfect timing. You know, like Nip not here to really give us that feeling no more. But like you said, I just gave you a Nip kind of feeling. So if you one person that think like that, I wonder how many other people will look at my stuff and think like that. So you know, that's big, bro. That's big because like, you know, I pride myself on very smart and wise men. You know, like even when it comes to basketball, my favorites was Mike and Kobe. When it comes to, you know, artists, I love Nip, J. Cole. You know, the man, I listen to interviews. I love, you know, Malcolm X. I love Bob Marley. I love James Baldwin. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, I go back and listen to some of their interviews. I love Muhammad Ali and just, you know, their mindset and how they made you feel stuff. Bruce Lee. You know, I love Bruce Lee. The mental, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of stuff that, bro, I think a lot. I think a lot, bro. So, when I'm putting out these, when I'm putting out hoodies and shirts and everything, a lot of stuff go into that. Cause I'll be like, oh, like you said, man, I'll be over there excited. Damn, I know they gonna feel this one. They gonna feel this one. They gotta feel this one. You know what I'm saying? They gotta feel this one. And I just get so happy when really feel it. I get so happy when y'all really feel it, bro. Like that. I sit down and cry sometimes about that, bro. So like that's big, bro. Big.
Hey man, it's no lie, bro. And with all that you aspiring to do, bro, hey, we got a link for sure. We got to work together, man. We got to work together on that, man.
Sure.
I'm telling you, I'm serious.
We got to sit down
this
and do one
about.
of these too.
Let's do it.
We got to sit down and do one of these. I gotta come to the A when I get back. Anyway. So we could definitely, we got to sit down and definitely do one of these, man. I probably get Melica on. We can share some good AAU stories and everything, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Times in there, man.
Oh yeah, man. We gonna have the hoop talks and all that stuff, man. We'll be live in the studio and things like that. Then when the camera cut off, man, look, chop this business up, man, and continue to expand these empires, bro. Because I believe in it for sure, man. Yeah. And I always like to invest time and all of that stuff into it, man. So hey, I'm looking forward to it, bro. I'm definitely looking forward to that, man. But hey, let's shift gears real quick. You being from the east side of Chicago, then you moved to Forest Park, man. What was that like, man? Because I know that's like a whole different climate and culture going from Chicago to, slow moving Forest Park.
man. I ain't gonna lie. I used to think that was the word. It got better for me, but I used to be like, man, this worst part of my life, I can't, oh my God. I was such and a lot of it played into it because I was in a hateful state, because the way it happened, see, a lot of people don't know. So at the time in Chicago, I was actually doing pretty well with basketball, but off the court, outside of school, I was getting into a lot of trouble. And at the time, I wasn't even living with my parents. I was living with my girlfriend. So I moved back in with my parents. My mom was like, yeah, it's okay, I moved back in, that's a deeper story. That's something else that'll be, that's going to be, we're going to go into detail about that another time. But she say, we're going to visit your brother. My brother he had my niece, my first niece. And that's when he moved to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Because he had a kid now. He didn't want to, be involved in that kind of life. So he moved to Atlanta for a fresh start. So she told me we just going to visit. So mind you, I'm in the middle of my school year in Chicago. I got a game coming up in a few days and everything. I'm like, Mom, I got a game, everything. We going to be right back. We coming right back, So I'm thinking we really coming to visit. Mind you, I got a girlfriend and everything. I'm 16 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we get to Forest Park. We there a couple days. I'm like, man, when we going back, you know what I'm saying? My mom was real good at putting stuff off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She'll make you believe. Like, as I got older, I knew when my mom wasn't giving us the whole thing. When I was younger, I was a little more, naive to it. I got older, I started like, nah, this is something else. So she told us like, yeah, I'm gonna go first. Yeah, I'm on the way back, but we're gonna send your tickets when we get there. I just gotta get the money and we're gonna send y'all tickets when, we get there. I'm like, all right, Mom, like I got a game and stuff, So I'm gonna miss the game. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll catch the next one. So she get there. She in Chicago a couple days. I'm like, man, where you sending my ticket? I'm sending it. I'm sending it. One day we wake up. My brother like, yeah, you riding with me? I'm like, where you about to go? I'm about to pick Mama up from the bus station. So I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? So she already back to Forest Park. We go pick her up, the Greyhound bus station right across the street from Magic City.
For sure.
We go pick her up. She talking about help with the bags. So I get to looking in the bags, and it's my clothes, my little brother clothes. I just like break down, bro. I had a fit. You know what I'm saying? I had a fit. I was pissed. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of got tricked into moving. It wasn't like I knew I was moving. You know, I thought I was really just coming to visit my brother. And man, so of course the first, the first few weeks to probably like a month or two was hard for me. It was real hard, like trying to accept that. Then just trying to adjust to everything. Like all y'all said, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Bye. Like, you know what I'm saying? The lingo was different. And then everybody used to tease me because I say G. Remember, I don't know if you remember, but I used to say G all the time.
For sure.
Everybody would see me like, what's up, G? What's up, G? You know what I'm saying? But one thing I can say, I did love how they embraced me. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all really embraced me. You know, like, y'all got excited. Like, yo, we about to win the national championship. We about to win the state championship. Yeah, Forest Park, man. Because the girls' team was very good. The girls' team was very good. And I'm not going to lie. That's the first time I've seen a girls' team with, like really most of the girls look good. Like, you know, like some nice looking, you know, man, I'm from Chicago. The girls that hoop in Chicago weren't really, and they're on the block with us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wait. So I'm playing in like the teachers versus student game, and I'm like, wait, that's the girls team? These the girls that be going to state every year? And they all over there, you know, pretty hair, nails all there. I'm like, oh shit. You know, and like the guys even in the community, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all like really embraced me, you know what I'm saying? Y'all was calling me LeBron, and yeah, we got to win the state championship. Hey, we got a guy from Chicago, he fine. It was one teacher that was very big on me. I walk in the lunchroom, mind you, and I don't even really know nobody. People just really seen me play a couple times, seen me hoop outside. So word got out. And I'm walking in the cafeteria, and one of the teachers is like, because they was getting ready for the teachers versus student game. And it was, you know, they had a teachers versus student game where all classes can play. And that's the one I played in. And I fried the teachers for like 47. Then they had the senior versus student game for Spirit Week. Because remember, I got to Forest Park. I started school at Forest Park in March. So, you know, by the time I was like a month in, y'all was starting y'all Spirit Week stuff already. And I remember I walking in the cafeteria, and they like, man, the best player in the school, a junior. We ain't worried about y'all seniors. The best player in the school is a junior. And they're like, who the best player? And I just happened to be walking in the lunchroom, and he him. So I'm like, you know, to have that kind of, you know, like just to feel embraced like that, it taught me a lot as far as mentally, because then, you know, things wasn't really going my way. I wasn't really playing as much as everybody would have liked me to. You know, people would have thought I was going to be playing a lot. And people were, you know, let down by that. And even like some of my friends that was on the girls team, like when they used the hype, they like, boys going downstate with us this year and that. I didn't find out until after the season why some people started acting funny towards me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you remember Nikki Wilson. She was a hell of an athlete. You feel me? She was a hell of an athlete. And she was like, I ain't gonna lie. I know why everybody we started acting funny towards you because we expected you to win us a championship. We thought we was going to state. And I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And like that point on, it kind of like taught me how to deal with, you know, pressure and everything like that. But then, you know, just knowing like, man, that's something I really wish I could have brought. Like, and, you know, I even started embracing it more. Like, no, we gonna get y'all, you know. Yeah, we gonna get there. You know, and I really felt good about us getting there. We could have got there.
You could have.
For sure. And even to this day, you know, coach hit me up and say, you know, we kind of made some mistakes and things like that. But you know, and I'm not gonna lie, I was mad. I was mad for a while. You know, like me and Coach Wade good now, but I was mad for like some years. I was pissed some years from Coach Wade, because like I got, I started getting talked about like shit.
Yeah.
Like and I'm like, yo, it's not my fault. What y'all want me to do? I'm not playing. I'm not really playing. And then not only that, I'm 6'4" now, but at the time I was a 6'1" shooting guard, point guard. In Chicago, you moved me to Atlanta. You moved me to Georgia. Now you want me to play the power forward, center. Yeah, because I can jump. And I'm just like, yo, that's not, you really want me to post up and dunk. And it was just like I wasn't being used the right way. And then I wasn't really even being used.
Yeah.
So, I'm just like, I wanted to go downstate just as bad as y'all, more. You feel me? I wanted to win that shit even more. But, I just don't feel like, it was just the best, opportunity, presented it. But it was definitely, I don't regret nothing because it molded me into the guy that I am today, the player that I'm into today. And just a backstory. I tell y'all, I was this close to going to North Clayton to play with Marcus George's Hunt.
Man, if you would have did that, bro.
This close.
That wouldn't have been fair.
Look, I was this close. But I swear, I told myself I'm not, I played against him in the summer league.
Yeah.
And, I knew that he was a ranked guy and this and that. And I'm like, well, I'm net too. So I feel like just as well as he can lead his team somewhere, I can lead my team further. Like I wanted that battle. I wanted that, I loved that vibe. Like I wanted that battle. You feel me? Did I really get the opportunity to showcase that? No. But on the AAU circuit, when I played with Team Georgia Elite, I made a lot of those guys, realize like, oh, no, he really was like how they were saying he is.
Yeah.
And like, because there was so much hype around me when I got, hey, well, he fine. Hey, Forrest Park going here, Forrest Park going there. So it's like when people was coming to the game and they're like, who the guy from Chicago? Oh, he's sitting on the bench. And then I sub in the game, you got me playing power forward in the center position. And they like, wait, what? That's the guy out? You know what I'm saying? So it was just, it was a lot, man. It was a lot. But I definitely made some great friends, bro. I made some brothers for life. That just taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? I built some great relationships. And it just really taught me a lot, and it made me a better person. Like, I don't know what would have happened if I wasn't in that situation. You know what I'm saying? And but I'm definitely still pissed I ain't get Forest Park downstate. And we was just a game away. Even through all that, we was still a game away.
Yeah.
Even through all that, we was a game away. And I remember Coach apologized to me after we lost to North Clayton. They was the 4 seed, we was the 5 seed. It was a play-in game to get down, to make the tournament.
Right.
And I cooked. I was cooking that first half.
Yeah.
Didn't see the floor the second half. And I was, I was hurt. I was pissed. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like that was really the time. I don't too much think about games that didn't play and this and that. I know I'm ready for the big lights whenever they come on. You know? And I'm just I'm still hurt a little bit bad, and that's why I said I still wear that chip on my shoulder. I still think about that. I didn't get my chance to showcase it there, so I'm showcase it to the world, and and I'm gonna showcase it, for the world. And when I win the championship, that's gonna be for every school I've ever been to that I didn't win that. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't get the opportunity to play at. So when I win my first championship, that is really gonna be felt. Like that's gonna be felt because every school or every team I ever played for, I wanted to win a championship.
Yeah.
And every time I didn't do that, that was just another chip added to my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate how much y'all embraced me. and made me like take on that, star kind of role and know what it felt like to be in the star situation, because like in Chicago, in my high school, like I said, I was just getting serious with basketball. And a lot of guys knew I could play, but I was always getting compared to other guys, at the same school, or it was guys that was better than me, that I had to become, I had to work harder to get on their level and everything. But it's like when I came to Forest Park, I was like, no, he hands down. He about to take us all the way. He doing this, So, that was huge, bro. Like that was huge, and it definitely molded me and let me know, especially me, Malachi. He molded me into he kind of responsible for the play because he the first, like, my friends at home made me feel like I could make it with ball, but he the first one to really like no, motherfucker, you like that, and you need to. He really brought it out. Like he brought it out. I really thank him for that and appreciate him for that. And I appreciate the opportunity that Team Georgia Elite gave me. I appreciate the opportunity that the College Park Raptors gave me. Team Blaze, Coach Sean, I appreciate the opportunity they gave me because they let me rock. Yeah, they let me rock. And when I caught Tony Parker and Jerron Blossom game and all these guys, Shaq Goodwin, all them doing that AAU circuit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they knew then. They knew. All right, I see what they was talking about. So I definitely appreciate that. And it was just, man, it was dope. Like I grew to start loving it, after I got out of my phase and my funk, and just accepted what it was. I grew to start really, taking it on. You know what I'm saying? And that amount of pressure just helped, mold me. So now I know whenever I gotta feel that kind of pressure again, how to perform through it, how to get through it. And how to go about it, And I've always been a humble person, so I wasn't gonna be too much to, pop my shit about it. Oh no, y'all know I can hoop this or that. It's just like, man, and certain things, it's you got things that's in your control and things that's not in your control.
For sure.
And at the end of the day, I can't make, you can't sub yourself in the game.
For sure.
Y'all would have did all that talking about this guy from Chicago and then came to see me sitting in the stands right next to y'all ass. I would have tried that. so that would have been worse than just sitting on the bench, watching the game instead of actually having the chance to be in the game. So it was like, I had to accept what I had to accept when my time did come and I got the opportunities to play. Of course, I showed I belonged. I had, some big games against North Clayton, against Mount Zion. I had some games against Riverdale. I had a few big games. So I still got a chance to showcase something, Yeah,
you did.
Y'all think we play at enough outside courts and, everything. So, like, man, it was dope, bro. It was dope. I'm still pissed to this day. Y'all ain't really got no sidewalks, though. And I ain't like, I couldn't look. I'm big on my shoes. I don't like my shoes getting dirty and all that. And I was pissed at the public transportation. I used to walk to my girlfriend's house, bro, probably like 2 miles, and I used to have to walk through all kind of roads and like grass, and then it'd be hot as hell. So like, I just shower, put on lotion and everything. Man, by the time I get to her crib. And she thought I was coming from basketball practice or something. I'm like, man, it's hot as hell out here. And you got to walk all through dirt and grass, and I smell like mud and bees and all kind of stuff. I'm like, man, that's one thing. That's when, till this day, hey, look, when I make it big and all this stuff start to, we financially good, putting some sidewalks. I'm putting some sidewalks in there and enjoy it, man. I ain't gonna have me walking through no red dirt no more. Nope. I ain't
Man,
gonna tell you.
I ain't gonna tell you how many LeBrons I done messed up. I done messed up some Browns.
Man, bro. Man, bro. I said, God damn, man. I gotta wipe my shoes off every day.
Man. But yo, you were killing that mug out there. When you came too far apart though, like literally it swept through. Like when you go to the gym and stuff, they were like, yo, man, dude from Chicago. And you know me, I'm hooping too. So I'm like, yo, I'm a shooter. I got handles regardless. I'm like, man, who is this guy here, man? Man, I seen you. I went to the game. I'll never forget, man. And you came out there. I was like, oh, okay, that must be him right there. Cause you stuck out like a sore thumb. I was like, yo, that's him right there. Okay, cool. Man, I'll never forget. You came down the court. And first of all, I already knew why Coach Wade put you at the 4 because he had a lot of ball handlers on the team. So he just thought, yo, he can jump, get the boards, because nobody getting boards. So he was like, I'm going to put him down there. Man, when you, Riverdale, man, you caught the rebound. I guess your face, like your face showed your emotion. So you came down the court, you caught the rebound, took about 3 dribbles, hit a homie with the meanest crossover at the top of the key, pulled up, cash. I was like, oh, this kid cold. Look, came back down the court. You had you set up at the in the corner, cash. I was like, this kid. Then you were rising up. You didn't dunk it, but your hand was above the rim. I was like, yo, this dude cold, bro.
They used to always
flush that shot.
They used to always say, why you always finger rolling it? Turn it over and dunk it. And
For real.
like, Coach, I don't know how. I really didn't know how high I jumped. Because I swear, before I left Chicago, I couldn't really dunk, bro. I wasn't no dunk. I couldn't dunk. I guess by the time the season started in Georgia, all them heels and shit had hit in and kicked in. Man, Coach Monye, we was playing at Clayton State Summer League. And Coach Monye was like, he took a picture of me while I was laying the ball up. And was like, this is why you get subbed out when you don't dunk. Because I'll score 8 straight. And Wade subbed me out. Why you ain't dunk the ball?
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah, he would say that.
It don't matter. I can score 10 straight, 12 straight. That next dead ball, I'm coming out. Why you ain't dunk the ball? Huh? So Coach Monye showed me a picture one game. Bro. And bro, when I say all this is past the rim, I said, yo, I really don't know how high I jump. Like, I'm like, I don't know how high I jump.
It was no cap in that statement, bro. When you were playing Riverdale, bro, this game stuck out, bro, because, like, you literally, bro, you hit a mean swing move and you hit a fake. Bro, when you rose up, I was like, oh, he about to catch a body. Man, you did a layup, bro. I was pissed. I was pissed. I was like, bro, that was supposed to be a banger. And you done did that numerous times, even when you was at the 4 and you scored at the 4. And you did the drop step. And I'm like, you went up on vert. I'm like, bruh, you're not banging it?
No, bro. Malachi brought it out. Look, when we played AAU together, Malachi brought it out.
Yeah.
He'll call me, he'll get me going, because he know in Chicago, the B word is fighting words.
Yeah.
So if I ain't dunk it, he'll say something like that.
Yeah.
Man, playing AAU with Malachi, he had me tearing the rim off.
Yeah.
I'm tearing the rim off. And he like, you could have been doing that all season.
For real. That's no lie, bro. I was like, man, this dude here, man. And then I had the chance to, now one thing that I do regret is that, like, when we was in high school, all the runs we had before school, after school, man, every time I get there, it be too late. I be like, okay, my guy about to dip, man. He be like, yo, bro, I'm gonna catch you next time. But you will always stay around just a little while longer. I'm like, dude, you could have came and got this work. Knowing for a fact that you gonna do my squad. I ain't had nobody that was gonna do nothing with you. But I know I was gonna get mine. But I know I was gonna get mine, but I know nobody was gonna do nothing with you. Not even me, because first of all, it was only a handful of lefties that I ever guarded. The only other left-handed person that I guarded was Justin Kendricks, and the kid's cold with it. So I'm like, you quicker than he is. and you coming up the court like full speed, and it's like you don't waste no time. It's like, okay, 3 dribbles, pull up. I'm like, what I'm gonna do with that? But see, with me, since you taller than me, since you were taller than me, I had to, my shot was high.
You shoot the leather off that thing. Hey, you shoot the leather off that thing, dog. You shoot the leather off that thing. I'm like, dog, I ain't letting his ass shoot.
Yeah.
I ain't letting his ass shoot.
Right, man. That was them. So I'm seeing you now, bro. If you had to compare your game to somebody, I don't care if it's now, a little bit in the past, who would you pattern your game after? Who do you say your game is patterned after?
I would say I resemble more of like D-Wade, Jimmy Butler. Okay. I've heard, like, I've posted a question like that before because I wanted to see what other people thought. And like I've heard like Jamal Crawford. Some guy was playing a game in New York. Some guy told me I remind him of Lance Stevenson. My first year of college, my teammates from Baltimore told me Deion Waiters.
I can see it.
Some guys even to say, James Harden at times, just because of the beard probably. I don't really think I play too much like him, but I got a lot of his, I can do some of those, some of that stuff, step backs. I'm just more getting straight to it.
Yeah.
Manu Ginobili for sure.
I can see it. I
got a lot of my steps from Manu. But really, I would say like Manu, D-Wade, Jimmy Butler. Just Jimmy Butler demeanor and everything. It's just like whatever it is to win. Like one night it might be 40 points and 6 rebounds. The next night it might be 12 points, 16 boards, and 4 steals. The next night it might be 22 points, 12 boards, and 6 assists. The next night it could be 40 and 4 rebounds. The next night, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just whatever it is to win. It's not like out there trying to get a certain number or care about numbers. From that aspect. But as far as like movements and just style of player, say like Manu Ginobili, D-Wade. And then it just depends. When I get the grooving, I can, when I get in one of the modes when I'm just grooving, you see a little of the Lance, you might see some Deion, you might see a little James. It just depends on like the flow of the game. Man, I study a lot. Like I study a lot of players and watch a lot of games. So for me, it's like, I even go into my Kobe mode at times when I hit people with that air fake and hit that shot, you know what I'm saying? Like, or shoot that fade away. Like, I just take a lot of stuff from like some of my favorite players. Or if I see somebody do something, I see if it worked for me. And if it works, then I still get, like, I'm a thief, bro. So it's like, you might, like I said, somebody might say, oh, I play like Jamal Crawford. Well, no, maybe Jamal Crawford's set of moves was working that day. Or, you know what I'm saying, maybe the Lance Stevenson style of play was working that day. There's games where my Euro step is working more than others. Sometimes I might just straight get to the cup, but then there's times when I got to use the Euro step this game. So I just really pride myself on being like versatile and being able to do a lot. Like, I shoot one-footers and say I'm dirking them to death. Like, I put that in my game. So it's like, I just try to, do a lot. Even when I'm playing point guard at times and I got a smaller guard on me. I'm not even like the hugest fan of LeBron, but I feel like I'm going into that Bron mode. Ain't nobody stopping me. You feel me? So it's like, it's like, I pride myself on just having a little bit of everything. But like, when I watch my film and stuff, I do see a lot of, D-Wade. I do see a lot of, Manu Ginobili, with the creativity and just different type of movements. You know what I'm saying? And then, it's times like, in more like open gym settings and playing around, I see a little more of the, the Lance and stuff like that, the Deion Waiters. But like you said, bro, I just like to get straight to it.
Yeah, you do. That's why when I see it, I was like, yo, this dude might be Drew Holiday. He gets straight to it. That's what I be saying.
I've heard that before.
That's what I see. Because one thing that I be noticing is like when I seen your highlights and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, I seen this before. I know what he can do. But it's like, man, how you get straight to it. And then you got that ruthlessness like Jimmy Butler, that no back down. You got that Kobe. It's like, okay, I'm in my bag. So it's like, all right, bet. I see that Kobe mentality. I see all of that, man. But I saw Drew when you get straight to it, man. I see Jamal when that 3-ball falling. I see Lance dancing with him a little bit because it's like, oh, I can feel it. I see all of that, man. So you got that down pat for sure. So yeah.
Drew I love Drew too. Big guard and he played both ends. I love Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
That's one I left off. That's one I left off right there. I heard Drew before too.
Yeah. I definitely see Drew, man. Now, one question that this is the first time I ever asked a hooper this. Who is a guy that every time you've played him or when you played against him, he just left that impression, was like, dang, he got me. He got me today.
Man. Whoo. I done played against some guys too, dog. Oh, man.
And it could be anybody from any time.
Ooh. I got a couple. It's some guys, man. Let me see. I want to go to my top. Growing up, it was CJ for me. A guy named Curtis Jones. It was CJ for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, as I really was getting better, I ain't played against Shank in a while, but Alfred Griffin from Chicago is one of them guys that, like, I pride myself on, like, yeah, I wanna. That's my big brother. I love him. He a killer, but that's one like I want to match up with. Like, you know, I really want to match up with him. I ain't gonna lie, Nick Crawford used to be hell in high school, even though that was my teammate. But when we used to have to like play in you know, gym or open gym or something,
yeah,
man, Nick Crawford was hell, bro.
He is.
Nick was hell and jumped this high off the ground. He get this high off the ground and average triple double.
Yeah,
I said he was fucking hell. Malachi is the reason I like to guard smaller guards. My little brother Corey Williams.
Yeah.
To this day, he's still just he tough as hell. I tried something on him that I was doing on guys because a lot of guys can't pull up going their strong hand way. So like, you know, like if you right-handed, a lot of guys can't pull up going hard right. So I would start jumping on guys right hand and making them. I mean, I would start jumping on their left hand and sending them right. If it was more of like a shooter, I'll jump on his left hand and send them right. Man, I tried that shit on my little brother, Corey Williams.
Yeah.
Man, look. He tore my ass up. He hit me with a real little jab cross. And he one of those very exotic players, like the cross steps, the jab cross, the separation moves, you know what I'm saying, the inverted steps. He's very good at stuff like that. So that was a complete mistake doing that. And every time, just like we play, we go head-to-head, one-on-ones, whatever. He's a lot smaller than me, but that's one person, like, in front, like, guarding him. You know, like, I get my stops, but he gonna find a way to get him some buckets. You feel me? Like, he gonna find a way to win him some spots. And it's like, man, bro, he's tough. He tough as hell. I haven't played against like Jarius Holder since like high school or nothing. But it like I said, I don't forget. And there's some guys I want to run into. I still want to run into to Marcus Hunt. I want to run into Jarius Holder. I ain't really get a chance to run into everybody. So though, you know who I want to run into?
Who is that?
Into for real. I don't know if you remember him from Jonesboro, Rasheem Suarez.
Oh yeah.
Torres.
Yeah.
Hispanic or something, whatever. That mother, he could go though.
Cold.
He knew to talk crazy. I definitely want to run in here. Like I won't forget, bro. I don't forget. So it's like if I'm ever in their countries or if we ever end up playing against each other, I'm gonna see them names on that list, and I gotta check him off. I'm about to go in and check him off right now.
For sure.
Yeah, bro. Like just growing up, it was tough matchups all the time in Chicago.
Yeah.
But now it's like I can go back home and play a lot of them, and I'm sure I'm gonna get the best of them. This is my profession. That ain't what they do, and just my mental is not gonna let you, I ain't letting you get over on that. But yeah, man, that's a tough list. I ran into some tough hoopers, bro. Yeah. I ran into some tough hoopers. So like, and I keep it real. I give credit where credit's due. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like you was, shitty and I'll bust your ass, I'll tell you that flat out. But if I respect your game, you would know.
That's fact.
If I respect your game, you would know. You know what I'm saying? And I would even, I'll even get cool with you. I'll follow you. I'll keep up with you. Because like I said, I'm a thief. And on top of that, when I run into you, I'm going to bust your ass. If you did get the best of me next time, I'm going to bust your ass. So, I'm going to watch all your workout videos. I'm going to watch all your favorite moves. So next time when I see you, I know all that shit. You can watch me and do the same thing. But I don't think you're going to be as obsessive about it as I am.
Yeah.
You might forget. I ain't going to forget. So that's my thing, bro. So, I just give credit where credit's due, man. I ran against a few. Yeah, I ran across some few hoopers, man. I ran across some guys that I've seen while I was redshirting that I would just love to play against. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a nice list. It's a nice list. I got a list of people I'm going to check off.
Oh, yeah. And let me know when they go down, too, because I got to watch
them. You go, though.
Man, for me, it was a guy named Devontae Lindsay. This dude here, he in Forest Park, he went to Forest Park. His name was Rico. That was his nickname. Bruh, this dude was cold because it's like, you know those ball handlers that's like, they on some Andre Miller. Like, they got handles, but it's so patient. And then he can finish with contact. I'll be sitting there like, bruh, this dude here, like, it just seemed like he's so unbothered. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bruh, this dude is cold, bro. I hate them type of players, bro. Like, it's just so patient. It's like, okay, he lulling you to sleep. And sometimes he just so patient. He can get patient and get to his spot. And it's like, and he left-handed too. So I was like, bro, y'all are killing me.
I didn't get what people used to say. I hate guarding left-handed. Y'all so hard to guard. I didn't get what y'all meant.
It's a true. It's true fact
until I guarded lefty.
Yeah, it's true fact, bro.